Good day. My name is Patricia Lesch, and today I am joined by the Executive Chairman of the ONL Group, Sven Thieme, and the Managing Director of Model, Graeme Mouton. Good morning, Sven and Graeme.
Good morning.
Morning, Patricia.
So, we are very excited, Sven and Graeme, because we are on the verge of launching Model. Sven, if you think about Model and why the name Model, why did we decide on the name Model? And how does the name Model and the brand Model fit into the ONL Group's broader vision for 2029?
Yeah, with the name Model, I have to go back to where it started because the name comes from the time when we bought the first supermarket in 1965, which was called Model Supermarket. And then, of course, under the wings of ONL over years, the brand equity of Model was built. And there was a phase with Woolworths for about 30 years, and thereafter, obviously, with Pick n Pay. When it went to Pick n Pay, we dropped more and more the word Model. But in the consumer's memory and experience from the past, they always associated Model with something special. And when we came up with the word Model again, customers and consumers were so excited about saying, is that Model coming back again? And with all the clothing. And so we just chose a name which was familiar to us, as well as that was actually serving the customer and consumer many, many years before, also in that authentic, caring and passionate way. And that's what we want to bring back to the consumer today. And because it falls in within our persona, being authentic, caring, passion, we have a role to play in the society or community for 2029, making sure we serve our people with a range that is Namibian, which includes international or global brands too, of course, in a Namibian way, and making sure we basically serve their needs. And that's what Vision 29 is really helping to dictate to us how exactly it should look like.
Thank you, Sven. And I think that's the powerful combination is that we are building on this legacy of Model that we used to know, but then further, it's further inspired by our vision for 2029 and to have world-class and inspiring experiences, shopping experiences for our employees. Thank you, Sven. Graeme, for you as MD, you have been at the forefront of this transition. How has the past year been for you?
Patricia, it's been challenging but so rewarding. There's such a lot happening. We had such a good base to start off with all our employees, and just being awarded, recognized as a great place to work. So the ground is fertile. The people are hungry for change. They want to see this new change coming. And the last year, you had to keep current operations going, but on the other side, you had to develop this new brand. You had to put in new systems in place. People had to be reintroduced and setting the scene for the future.
Definitely. And then, Graeme, if you think about what happened behind the scenes and how the stores still managed to keep going and to still provide the customers with a good customer experience, was that very challenging for our employees specifically?
Patricia, this is an ongoing improvement. What happened in the stores, we really focus on creating that customer experience, connecting to the consumers that come into the stores. And people play a significant part in that. The team has been fantastic in evolving from where we were in the past to where we want to be in the future. So that transition has already started in stores, and it's just getting better and better every day.
Sven, and for you, what would you say stood out for you about the Pick n Pay teams and how they embraced the journey over the past year since we announced the transition up until today?
Yeah, thank you. It's a good question. I think the it's really, only thing I can say it's exciting, because I think there's quite a few employees that are still remember also the model time, and they're associated with a very successful time where we were much more like we are as our person. So I think there was a wave of excitement second to none, and hence I think there was rather there was more keenness to be even more friendly than, you know, without. So as Graeme says, they embrace the change and they really look forward to it. But also, what I must say, I mean, we got to remember there's a whole team of ONL sits there in this whole thing for the transition. It's just amazing how the whole ONL group basically sits behind this, you know, from the IT right through the sales experience or customer experience. Is just amazing to witness the motivation to make that a reality.
That is exciting to hear. Graeme, so come 1 July 2025, what can customers expect from Model?
Okay, Patricia, let me put it in context. 1 July is day one. So we gave notice to Pick n Pay, but we still have to honor the agreement until 30th of June. So we can't change anything. We can't change signage, nothing. So 1st July, we can start on the journey to create an amazing customer experience and a world-class shopping experience for our customers. So there's a lot of exciting stuff. We've got that happened in the background. So up to now, we've done the system changes. Remember, end of June, they Pick n Pay switch off their system. 1st of July, we need to operate on our own system. We've got a brand that we've developed that will be, we've already launched the brand Model, but we can only start to shape that experience starting 1st of July. We had to put infrastructure teams in place to make sure we can continue without the support we had in the past from our Pick n Pay franchise. So this journey that we've really got, the vision has been made clear on where we want to be, the experience we want to create for our consumers. And that journey starts 1st of July.
So while you're on that, Graeme, can you just tell us a little bit more about Auas Valley? I'm sure a lot of our customers have already noticed the changes going on in the shop. So can you just tell us a little bit more about that and how it shapes the future of our other stores?
So yeah, ours, you can see we've started with construction there. That's one of the stores we've managed to start off a bit earlier than 30th of June. And ours is going to be the flagship for us, for Model. Ours will showcase what is possible and what is to come in the future. So ours, a lot of exciting stuff, guys. We would have loved to launch ours 1st of June. But with all the restrictions we had, we could only start with it about a week or two ago. So ours plan, September, we'll launch ours with a whole new shopping experience for our consumers and a lot of exciting stuff to come for ours. And that is going to set the tone for the rest of the stores.
Thank you, Graeme. Sven, with that said, if you could describe the short-term as well as the long-term vision of Model to us, what would that be? What would you tell us?
I think almost has to start with a long-term vision is quite clearly that we would like to see every store or every presence where we are, where we have the same experience, same range, or let me be more accurate, the right range for the consumer that is residing in the area. And again, the overall, we want to be have a product that is an accessible premium product. That means we will have a certain standard. The range just changes, so we need to make sure we understand the consumer from a geographic point of view to realize that dream. So, but everybody should realize the same feeling. Short term, it's like Graeme says, I think we need to be very mindful that we will not be our dream model from 1 July. That's not possible. That's why Auas Valley is the first step. So obviously, we will try our utmost with every store right now, but we need to make sure that everybody understands Rome is not built in one day.
No.
We're starting with Auas Valley, and we will create another 2 flagship shops thereafter, and that is short-term vision-wise. We need to go step by step to make sure we realize the end game. The problem is we can't be on too many different weddings, otherwise we won't do the right thing or don't do just the brand. So whatever we do need to be thought through, well done, and so forth. And that's why I can also assure you, first steps, like as Graeme says, challenges such as IT, despite the difficulties we have with the changeover, I think we are well ready to face the future, and our one step of the many that have to go. Yeah, long term, we have that dream to serve everyone in our way, and short term is already take every step, take it step by step, but whatever we do properly.
Thank you, Sven. Graeme, if you have one last message to the model customer, what would that be?
Yeah, I just want to thank firstly the model customer for believing in us. They've been trusting us on this journey, and their support is gonna make us a success. But we also have a responsibility to give them the best service possible. We've got a responsibility to cater for the customer's needs at the end of the day. And Namibia is a very unique place. Our communities are so different, yet they are so similar. And having a Namibian brand, we'll be able to really connect to these communities and make sure we give them the best possible experience when they visit our stores.
That is very exciting, Graeme, and it's amazing for me how it all fits into with a broader owner picture and being truly and authentically Namibian. I love that. Sven, from your side, how would you know that the vision has realized for model? What is that feeling or that that look, that store? How would you describe it on that day that we finally realized now we've reached our goal for model?
Yeah, obviously, we always said that we want to convert the experience from a chore to leaving actually memories. So when you go to a store, you're not going to talk about where is the tomato sauce or something like that.
Yeah.
You will be coming home and telling, I had an incredible experience today with the new products I found and the new recipes I found and so forth, that you get excited when you go home. I think I myself, I'm a passionate shopper, but then obviously when there's a big range and so forth, which I love, and I think at the end of the day, consumer will decide and will give us the answer. You know, it's probably difficult to say when Graeme and I am happy compared to the overall consumer.
Yeah.
Market share will tell at the end of the day, and we can only measure ourselves by factors such as market share, perception, great place to work, which we have made big progress from an internal point of view, as well as from an outside point of view, from a supplier point of view. What do we do to support local and so forth? Their views will count at the end of the day. And I think when we reach that, and you know as a consumer, and when you pick up this product in that store, you know, these people made sure it comes from a place that's been looked after, meets the standards, not only the health and safety standards, but quality standards and all sorts. And that's why I go to model, because I can trust them. Whatever they have on the shelf, I can trust them. If we reach that, I think we've won. Very hard. It will be very hard to beat us. And it will be so.
It will definitely be so. Graeme, so if you could give one message to your teams and the employees, what would that be?
Yeah, Patricia, the success of this whole journey is dependent on our employees. And so far, they've really proven themselves. Their determination, the hard work, and the commitments. I just want to thank you for all that, because without you, this would not be achievable. But the journey is not over yet. We all have to work together to make sure we set Model up for success and we achieve this fantastic retail environment that we set ourselves to achieve.
Sven, so just to wrap it up, what is your final message to the country, to the Namibian nation, and to all the future model shoppers?
Yes, Patricia. To the nation and to the rest of the ONL group, we are very excited about the future. We hope you will enjoy what we create. Please support us. Please know our heart and soul lies within Namibia, and we will make sure whatever we can do to make Namibia a better place.